Well, we are in Bengal and we are covering the much anticipated 2026 Assembly elections and a very important or a pivotal time to be in Bengal this time around. For the 2026 elections, a very important factor. There would be many such conversations that would be taking place during this election time. There would be many such stories that needs special attention and many such ideas issues that would be a very important moment for the people who would be casting their vote, and we also urge the voters to come out and vote in the highest capacity. And to talk more about this elections that is going to be taking place, we're joined by Shashi Panja, who is the cabinet minister of development, of social welfare, of women and child, and even commerce and industry. Ma'am, welcome to Newsx.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Welcome to Bengal.
well, thank you so much, ma'am. Very
But
first,
make it frequent. Don't make it just during elections.
no, no, I
We
would.
also have the Prime Minister and the Home Minister visiting, the Union Home
Yes.
Minister visiting us only during the elections.
Yes, yes, they are here. Like I'll start with that. The BJP senior leaders are here. The Chief Minister of Delhi is here. The Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh is here. The Prime Minister, like you mentioned, is here. Home Minister is here for 15 days. How do you see the BJP leadership coming here all at once? Campaigning, talking to people. How are you seeing that, ma'am?
Now, just see this as, that the BJP Bengal unit is so hopeless and so inefficient that they have to, their campaign strategy, so much of hand-holding has to be done by the central leadership and visiting chief ministers of various states. In fact, I think the various chief ministers of the BJP ruled states should actually speak on the manifesto which BJP themselves have released, about say 2 days back, when Honorable Home Minister did. Why I say this is there are pledges. There are pledges of some women empowerment schemes, of money which is assured to the women. The BJP ruled double engine states chief minister to speak if it has been done in their states. So what is being promised here, if has already been executed in the double engine sarkars, then I think that would have been more convincing for the people of Bengal.
So you mentioned manifesto itself. How do you see the manifesto happening? They have promised that there would be an implementation of the UCC. They said that they would be paying a sum of money to the people who are not getting enough jobs. The women would be getting a sum of money. How do you see the manifesto that was released by the Home Minister itself again, ma'am? And on the other hand, TMC has also promised that they would be giving a sum of money till a person gets employed.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were quite astonished to see that we have a scheme, Yuva Sathi, which of course started just prior to the elections. It was announced in the state budget of this year. And in fact, the camps also for enrollment for the scheme also started. It looks at the 21-year-old plus men and women, or boys and girls, who could enroll, who are not presently employed, and they could take this up as a scheme for support for their future till they actually get into an employment. Now, we were quite astonished because BJP was criticizing this Yuva Sathi scheme, saying that it was again another kind of a dole. But when we were, as I said, astonished when BJP themselves announced almost a similar scheme, maybe they named something else, I forget the name. If we have promised them, say, 1,500 per month as a support, they have said that it would be 3,000. So in a way, they were indirectly endorsing the scheme of Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, and also thought that yes, they could stand with a larger amount. Just like we have a women empowerment scheme, which is Lakshmi Bhandar. They have declared that suppose we are giving them say 1,500 or 1,700 per month, depending on the general caste or the SC/ST caste. They said that we will give you a flat 3,000 Annapurna per month. Things which are almost towing the line of of the TMC manifesto or TMC ongoing schemes. And vis-a-vis unemployment, we would say that overall in India, this is a issue of deep concern. This is not only a concern in our state. Yes, our state government or our party chairperson is looking at various avenues of how we could, ease these numbers or make the indices better, that we could generate more jobs. But we have in the past compared the unemployment rates in Bengal, which got reduced by say 45.65% in 6 years, and this we were doing better than the national average. We are not saying we are satisfied with anything or whatever we have done. There's always room to do better. But how many governments in our country actually concede this? So we are working upon our own achievements with targets which we are laying for ourselves. Yes, the youth will be concerned about unemployment, but all said and done, it still remains that this is a state which has been deprived by the government of the center of dues which are owed to the state, which are to the amount of 2 lakh crores. Now this is not something which is but the government is at the center is going to give as pittance to us, or it is something which is due to us as a part of the overall financial outlay to every state. When you talk about cooperative federalism, when you talk about tax devolution, when you talk about the taxes which are collected from the state and then returned in a certain percentage to the state. So this is very much due to us. But you deprive us. We could have maybe done much, much better if we had also got our 2 lakh crores. We would also have done much better if they had not stopped the 100-day scheme, which was in the name of the father of the nation that they've got rid of, where the Manrega, the erstwhile Manrega scheme, which speaks about guarantee. But these people have got rid of that guarantee. So what I mean to say is they were trying to economically strangulate us. And you know how it is. If you deprive, then maybe we would secede or be submissive to them, which we did not yield to them. So this is what the overall situation is like. So as vis-a-vis our manifesto, which again speaks about 10 promises, these are the ongoing Lakshmi Bhandar, which is the women empowerment scheme, and how we have increased it. It speaks about we have a very successful program, outreach campaigns, where we reach where you reach out to the beneficiary on the ground. The schemes should reach out to the beneficiary in the ground. So they were called Dware Sarkar or Amader Pada, Amader Shamadan. Like it's my neighborhood and I will offer the solutions. It's like the man on the ground saying that, look, I have this problem in my neighborhood and this is the solution which I'm asking for. So these were outreach campaigns. Similarly, on those lines, Didi has said there will be Dware Chikitsa, Dware Swasth, for better health. Also for holistic upgradation of all government schools. And again, the Yuva Sathi will continue, much to critics from our political opponent. Then, of course, we always stood by our farmers. So the financial assistance to the landless farmers. Yes, we have done very good in the agri sector because we are predominantly again agriculture. So these are, and also to stand by the elderly, the senior citizens. So these are very good assurances where you uplift the social indices further, and also job generation when you talk about focus on infrastructure, focus on industry, focus on new investments.
And like you mentioned, many such schemes, and obviously about your manifesto. On the other hand, you see critics, opposition, telling about the implementation of the welfare schemes. How do you respond to the delivery or the concerns of the schemes being delivered on ground itself, ma'am?
No, I really don't know which is the concern that you are speaking about, because I understood that Duare Sarkar was something which was bridging that gap, if at all there was. Since these are all DBT, direct benefit transfer to the bank account of the beneficiary, the only, if there was a gap between vis-a-vis the distance, the physical distance one has to travel, or if, if they had issues with handling, technologically challenged, then these outreach camps were doing that, closing in on those critical gaps. So I think our schemes have really reached out to all beneficiaries, because we have a huge number of households who have enlisted, who are enlisted and have got the benefit of Swasth Sati, which is a health insurance scheme of the government. Also, the Lakshmi Bhandar scheme, which rolled out from my department, of Honorable Chief Minister's scheme, but which was so effectively rolled out from the Department of Women and Child Development, where we were reaching out to 2 crore 42 lakh beneficiaries. That is successful. And whoever's been left behind is also being covered. Of course, for the elections we had to stop. There are marriage assistance schemes. What would you say? I mean, when you deny, when there's a political, a resistance, then even institutions like ECI crumble or crack. There is a scheme which is an old scheme. It was in 2018 that the government of West Bengal introduced the scheme, which is called Rupasri scheme. The only thing it was tagged was, it's the assistance reaches the girl who's getting married. It's a marriage assistance only when she's getting married or just before her marriage. Now, if election dates clash with her marriage dates, she can't help it. But that scheme is an old scheme. So the beneficiary should have been allowed to get that benefit. The Election Commission of India has put a stop to that rollout of the scheme, which is so unfair. It's not a new scheme also. So 2018 means 8 years old.
Yeah.
So that way you deny the benefit. I think we have reached out. If anything has come to your attention, we would be most willing to address
And
it.
how do you see the party countering, allegations about corruption, or to the fact that there have been government deficits that is raised by the opposition? How do you see your party, you being, speaking about these kind of allegations that is coming your way?
Yeah, these are difficult issues. The party has faced flack. The government has faced flack. Mamata Banerjee is uncompromising. She has never, compromised with corruption, etc. So I think she has taken the brunt of it. And we also, as cabinet ministers, have also faced the backlash. But all said and done, yes, we will. I think definitely the government will improve on its transparency, or has also, in a way, reprimanded the names which have come in with the corruption. Now, these are when the allegation is genuine. Because I'm not saying that yes, there's been Vyapam corruption all over India. There is a lot of corruption that we see. We are not even mentioning about the BJP washing machine, where very highly corrupt leaders, even in Bengal, like to the likes of Suvendu Adhikari. There was a time when BJP tweeted, or I would say put it out in their public domain, a video of Suvendu Adhikari taking money on camera, one of the sting operations. But the moment he switched over, then it became a washing machine. That's why we call BJP the washing machine. All he was not even investigated. He was not even called. It was our colleagues who were called in the same matter of Sharuda, Naruda and all. This is also again something which is unpleasant and not correct, because the moment very senior party leaders of various parties, the moment they switched over to BJP, be it Maharashtra, be it any other states, Jharkhand, Assam or Odisha, whatever, the moment Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, you switch over to BJP and all the allegations are forgotten. So that is again another kind of when you actually hide that corruption. So even BJP will have to face, yes they will, they do, for which you know the I think 2024 was a huge message which the people of India delivered when those who were speaking of 400 par were standing at 200. That's a big message. And those who were speaking of 200 par in Bengal stood at 77 in 2021 elections. Here, these are messages of the people of the country or the people of the state. So yes, you should not compromise with corruption. And you see those who are corrupt themselves and have hidden the allegations are now alleging us. Our ministers, for that matter, have also been to jail. So all that is happening. Then comes the third push. So one is the corruption and how TMC deals with it, how BJP deals with it, washing machine, etc. And the third one is, so unfortunately, whenever elections are forthcoming in Bengal, round the corner, yes, you have CBI and ED visiting the state, enforcement agencies which begin to engage with Bengal. Yes, the leaders who may be candidates, TMC, they are all being harassed over this, all when elections are due.
And ma'am, coming to your constituency itself, urban constituencies like again, like Shampukor, face challenges like infrastructure and employment. What concrete solutions are you offering this time around?
No, it is dense and the area is small. This is what North Calcutta, it's an old neighborhood. This is like North Calcutta is always very, it will be congested. It will be, you will not have flamboyant roads and there's no scope for kind of widening the roads any further. You have important thoroughfares where this building is, which is the Chittaranjan Avenue or the Central Avenue. Besides that, I think you will always get narrower roads, but all these roads are busy roads. So be it the Chittaranjan Avenue or be it the erstwhile, now that the trams are not there, the Vidhan Sarani. So also important roads, networks, but as you, if you are speaking about maybe flyovers, it becomes difficult because you need again a lot of land and area to maybe construct flyovers. But you have also noticed a little beyond my constituency, the erstwhile Tala Bridge, which has been renovated thoroughly and that is now widened, etc. You need that kind of scope to improve. Otherwise, basic civic facilities, improvement of the civic facilities. Calcutta is doing much better through the Kolkata Municipal Corporation. There's improvement of the drainage system. We have huge, I mean, we have heavy rains, but initially the rains used to be stagnant for days. Now there is early, the disposal of the collected rain water. That's very important. Again, I would say other civic facilities, roads, etc., or even the water, the drinking water supply. These have improved largely. Focus has now gone on to urban health centers. Focus is now gone to, you look at the urban health centers, it's like a primary health center, where during COVID, as difficult and as expensive a COVID test was also done. So it's the outlook of the government, which operates through its corporations or municipalities, where you offer better civic facilities and then very better health facilities. And I think we also, as MLAs, get a fund in which we incorporate all this, because we have urban slums. Now, urban slums need to be looked into. There is now that leverage from the corporation that you can improve upon the slums. So you make, it's called like low cost housing. Again, a scheme of Mamata Banerjee. So we try to incorporate all this through our BEUP fund, which is called Bidhayak Elaka Unnayan Prakalpo, the Unnayan fund, and make it better,
And ma'am, as a prominent women leader yourself now, how do you assess the role of women voters in these elections? And again, very importantly, what more needs to be done to improve women's safety and even to the fact the economic participation in Bengal for women, especially if you talk about, yeah.
A women empowerment policy, the policy for empowerment of a woman, is the policy which was launched by Didi when she assumed power in 2011. In 2013, she launched this policy, and as a part of the policy, there was economic empowerment, social empowerment, and political empowerment. So it all depends on the attitude of the society towards a woman, which I would say is definitely progressive in Bengal. Women are very empowered. Women are independent, and it should be so. Men and women should be equal. But if you really want to use the word society is liberal, so you don't have impositions on women, her movement, her career, her education. You don't curtail it. Once that empowerment is there, then comes the political will of the government to support that. So be it through educational scholarships like Konyasri, when you dedicatedly allot a scholarship to the girl child, so that's important. Then, of course, the women empowerment schemes. Then something like self-help groups. Now you are self-help groups again, and also maybe increase employment opportunities through what do you call independent activities, as self-help, as I said, self-help groups. Now the idea is Shanirbhar, self-employment opportunities, and for that technical education. Now you are saying about women's security, women's safety, which has kind of is been spoken about more, of course, after the Abhaya incident. Very unfortunate, and we have sharply condemned. Again, the government has faced flack for it. Government has never evaded its responsibility. Government has taken it hands-on with the very quick investigation. It should not have happened. But what comes after that is the inquiry, the investigation. Very good. Fine that the Kolkata police did what it did, but then it was taken over by CBI. Even Didi had said if the parents want, the CBI can step in. CBI did step in. Supreme Court monitored CBI investigation. Again, yielded the same result as what the Kolkata police had done. Lots happened over it. Didi also started Ratire Shathi, which was on improvement of facilities at night for the women. It should not have happened. It really, in our state, no, I know it happens in other states. Very, very important women, journalists, and our sports women, the wrestlers, they got how they were assaulted. All that has happened. This is something which is very characteristic in, say, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, etc. We've seen what happened in Manipur. We've seen in what happened in Odisha. That's all aptitude changes. The way the government addressed it is very unfortunate. Here, the government has taken it hands-on, and to stop any kind of perpetuation of such events, the Aparajita bill, all that has come also as the state government of Bengal decided that you have to give the harshest of punishment to such criminals who commit such crimes. So, women police stations, women fast-track courts to immediate retrial, speedy justice, trials of crimes against women, all that has come in. Was there, yes, again we have kind of further strengthened that. But yes, there is data again which says Calcutta has been the safest city for continuous 3 years. This data is there of NCRB data. We will make it more safe. But the visiting migratory birds who have come here now from the BJP, including the Delhi Chief Minister. Lots of questions for them. Look at the missing girls, the number of missing girls in January 2026 in Delhi. What do they have to ask? She has no clue what AQI means, leave alone missing girls. She doesn't know. So, and she's talking about Nari Suraksha. Amazing. So, Uttar Pradesh ke Chief Minister, what happened in Unnao, Hathras is disastrous. And it, the way the investigation has been conducted does not give you much, gives much, boost to the woman who will think that no, okay, this has happened, but in future I will be safe. Oh no. Bihar, recent incidents in Bihar and also before, Odisha, girl up in flames. What is this? I mean, it's not your crime and my crime. Crimes against women all over India has dealt with a very strict hand. Why didn't the National Women Commission go visiting to Odisha? There's no election there. Why didn't they go to Bihar? That horrible incident happened very recently. No, they don't go. But come Bengal, they're absolutely standing at the borders of the Bengal, of the state of Bengal, waiting for an incident in Jhampiye Purbe. They'll jump into the state. But they never reached out to Manipur. Despite Manipur calling the chairperson of National Women's Commission, that lady, I forget her name, she said, हाँ थोड़ा देख लीजिए. She's telling the governor, आप थोड़ा देख लीजिए. I mean, it's horrifying. So, all said and done, yes, we do work on our safety nets for our women.
And ma'am, again, how do you see SIR, does SIR rather has a role to play in your constituency? And again, in general, if you talk about Bengal, does it or will it impact TMC in any way in this very state, ma'am?
I think the Bengal electorate, which is now so-called fortunate enough to be registered or to be in the voter list, will respond in protest against the deliberate deletion of their relatives or friends or somebody they know in the neighborhood to the tune of 90 lakhs, to the tune of 91 lakhs maybe, who have got deleted, who have been deprived of their voting rights, and we see no hope round the corner. Election Commission is going to proceed with the stunted voter list for the forthcoming elections. The lists have got frozen, though it's not fully evident to us. We just have the list of the 28th February. In my constituency itself, there were the total deletions.